What's up, everybody? Welcome to another Bachelor recap episode of the Viall Files. Very excited for our guest today, Ann Winters.
Hello.
Talented actor, actress. Do you go by actor or actress? I always say actor now. It's like 2020.
Yeah, I mean, some people get pissed if you say one or the other, but I could care less.
Singer. Emmy award-winning actor.
Emmy award-winning actress. Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's a nice flex. You might know her from 13 Reasons. That's where I know you from. And you're part of also the ABC family. Mm-hmm. You were on an ABC show. Yeah,
we were on after The Bachelor last year, or after Hannah's season, called Grand Hotel on ABC with Eva Longoria. Yeah. It was really fun, yeah. So I met a lot of you guys. I met a lot of the Bachelor Nation people.
Yeah, we are. There's a few of us.
There's a lot of you guys.
But most importantly, you're just a diehard Bachelor fan.
I really am. I've been watching with my family since I was like a little kid. So this is a timeless, enjoyable thing.
You are. So we're happy to have an expert here to help us break down another. It's just a crazy episode. Before we do, though, I do have a bone to pick from last week's episode. Mm-hmm. We talked a little bit about it before. I feel like, unfortunately, Chase Rice is kind of a douchebag.
Well, after what you told me that he said, I would have to agree with you.
So here, for those of you who aren't aware, is that, as we all remember, we had this Chase Rice shows up on the episode. Apparently, there's a dating history with him and Victoria F. And for some reason, he decided the day after to go on his, media tour, I presume, to plug his album, and for some reason decides to kind of be a baby about it. Not only throw the Bachelor under the bus, kind of like, complaining about producers and saying he didn't sign up for this or that, but also Victoria F, because he strongly is implying that their situation or relationship was a one-night stand.
Which is totally not what it seemed like that day.
Yes, right?
100%.
It definitely didn't seem like that. There's all these images. He seemed pretty awkward. And even if it was, right? I'm just like, why do you need to say it? Like, why do you need to call out this girl on a national radio show?
I feel like it makes you look bad too.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like...
It's not good for anybody.
What I don't get is that no one looked bad, right? Like, as awkward as it was, right? Like, everyone kind of agreed, and correct me if I'm wrong, when you were watching, it was like, clearly, good job, producers. They took advantage of this crazy situation that we can't believe is happening, but oh my God, this is weird. But Chase Rice didn't look bad.
No.
Victoria F didn't look bad. Peter didn't look bad. It was just awkward and awesome.
It was amazing. Like, their chemistry, you could tell, was way deeper than a one-night stand, first of all. That's why she was dancing like she was, and they were looking at each other.
Chase looked more effed up than Victoria did. He's just like holding there's a still shot, thanks to my friends at The Ringer, of right when they're done, and Chase is like holding his like head and just I can't believe I'm doing this. And that's fine. Like, you dated a pretty girl. Like, why do you have to go on a radio show? And I don't know if you know, like, he was on Survivor.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I didn't know either, but he was on Survivor like 10 years ago. Took second.
He had his own reality
He knows about reality TV. He knows what's up. Like,
supposedly he told her he didn't want her to go on it. So this was his first time seeing her on it, because that's what she said on the date. But that's the only thing I
don't know. I've relationships with producers. I know enough of people who have talked. Like, there was definitely some sort of relationship, and he definitely knew she was going on the show. That much I know to be true.
Well, then they're
right. And so regardless, it's just like, why do you have to like, and it's a dick move, because here he is, the country singer. She's some girl, reality TV girl. We like to snark on reality. We get it. We're going to snark on some of these people here, but everyone's going to believe him. And so now she's forced with, she's being called a liar. Like, I even had some girlfriends of mine like text me like, oh, this, apparently they never dated. She's a liar. Like, she's lying about like the relationship. And it's just like, why do you have to throw her under the bus? And I'm actually surprised by some of the fans of women who are criticizing her, because it's like, of all the people, we have it's a dating podcast, right? And so I can't tell you how many times I get, questions. A girl comes in and just, I hooked up with this guy, I'm really excited about him. We might have hung out a couple times, and then he, maybe he goes, or maybe he leaves, or whatever. It's fine. People hook up. That's fine. Hookup culture. But like, she has a right to feel awkward or nervous if she sees the guy on a reality TV show. And so that's all she did. She didn't go on the show. She wasn't on a date with Peter. She didn't say, we've been dating for a year and a half. Yeah. He was the love of my life. Yeah. She just said we dated. Yeah. He was my ex. This is weird. Like, she just told Peter that she knew Chase and there was something there.
Yeah.
So I don't get why he had to throw her under the bus.
Because he's petty and he was embarrassed. Right? Yes. 100%. She's the most real girl in the house. So for that to happen to anybody, I feel like I would trust her.
Yeah. I mean,
to like not overplay something that was really nothing. She would. She already tried not bringing it up at all. She like hated the situation.
I totally agree.
Totally chill about it.
And also like Chase, like, I don't know much about the music industry except the fact that you can be really talented and still not make it. Sometimes you just need a little bit of luck. You need a pop. And this is the pop that Chase Rice is trying to get by going on The Bachelor. So just shut up and say thank you to the producers, because one night Chase Rice was this kind of maybe up and coming country singer, CB. And the next morning, he's mainstream. He's in every tabloid. Yeah. Everyone's talking about Chase Rice. His album is doing what it is. I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it's a good album. I'm sure it's talented, but people are talking about it because of Victoria. So just say thank you to The Bachelor and Victoria and shut the F up. Fleur. New friend of show.
Yes. Fragrances.
You're known for smelling good.
I am. Indeed.
Well, we love Fleur because the fragrance industry is self-regulated, meaning they can really put whatever ingredients they want in there, and you're putting it on your body. Anything on your body goes in your bloodstream.
Your skin is your largest organ.
Yeah.
We've talked about this.
Yeah. So what we love about Fleur is it's all clean ingredients and it's all eco-friendly products. So if you are wanting to be sustainably focused this new year, this is where you should get your fragrance for sure.
I'm digging it. SC59.
Yeah, that's your scent.
Interesting name, but
yeah,
it has a nice little manly smell.
Manly, beachy.
Manly, beachy. And they do this thing.
It's really cool.
And we do it with our essential oils, but thing to notice if you are buying perfume or any type of oil, that sunlight will damage the consistency of it.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
So whether it should have some sort of opaque or or not clear bottling, and if you do, that is a indication that maybe your perfume or any provider isn't really worried about the what's inside, so to speak.
Yeah, so their bottles are opaque white, so no light can get through.
Go to fleur.com/VIALL today to check out my curated sample set and get 20% off your first custom Fleur sample set. That's fleur.com/VIALL to get your first 3 Fleur fragrances samples at 20% off. That's PHLUR.com/VIALL. Fleur. It's so fun to say. Hunt a killer.
I got my box right here.
We've talked about Hunt a Killer before. For those of you who haven't heard about it, it is a really cool game.
Dun dun.
That is, it's more detailed and elaborate than your simple board game, right?
Oh yeah.
And so you can. It's like ongoing. If you have ever liked any type of crime true crime, a Criminal Minds, CSI, whatever, Law and Order, this is a game for you. You can play detective. You can find out clues with your friends. It's really fascinating and a lot of fun.
I'm opening the box right now. You get a new box every month with new clues.
Yeah.
And they're all physical, real stuff. Like, oh my gosh, I got letters. I got doctor bills. Oh my gosh.
If you start dating someone and within the first 2 months you think there's a future there, get to Hunt a Killer and give you guys something to do together on a regular basis. It's a lot of fun. Right now, just for our listeners, you can go to huntakiller.com/VIALL and use promo code VIALL at checkout for 20% off your first box. Head to huntakiller.com/VIALL for 20% off and to show support for our podcast. huntakiller.com/VIALL. See if you have what it takes to hunt a killer.
Dun dun.
Bum, bum. All right. Should we talk about this episode?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, first of all, we left off like after it being continued into this episode.
Yeah. So now we're right into the rose ceremony. What before we get into this, what are your thoughts on Peter, on the season? Are you enjoying it so far?
I mean, I enjoy every Bachelor season for its own reasons, but I genuinely am not a massive fan of Peter. I mean, I like him as a person.
Why?
I think he's really like a nice guy, but I know how diplomatic can I really be?
You can be honest. Like, we like Peter. Peter.
I like
Peter
Peter,
is a bachelor,
but
and
I
Peter
feel
is a
like
human.
he's
Different.
more of a girl than all the girls on the house. Like
Tell me more.
he just seems like such a like someone picked him out of a cartoon book and like just like placed him in the world, and he's said everything like perfectly, like a perfect little robot, and he says like, this is gonna be amazing, this is gonna be fun, and like when the girls were all in their lingerie, he was just like, this is amazing, this is gonna be fun, and like in each date it's like the same kind of reactions. So I like Peter. I think he's really sweet, but honestly this season sweet. I've been really liking watching the girls and their drama more than any relationship unfold with Peter right now.
Well, it is early, so that's typically common, though.
I don't know. There's been a lot more like juicy relationships or like juicy.
In the past seasons, you think?
Yeah.
Like, give me an example.
Like Hannah. I mean, even Hannah. Hannah was like pretty good at like really being herself and like speaking her mind about each person and not being like super super diplomatic about everybody.
But it's different with the Bachelorette and Bachelor.
Okay.
Because. We talked about this last week, but like Hannah can go and say, stay in your lane, guys, and like shut the fuck up, and like you can speak up, and everyone's like, go Hannah, you go girl. And if the Bachelor does that, everyone's like, dude, why are you being a dick? It's hard.
Okay.
You have to try not to yell.
I guess that's very true.
It's a fine line for the Bachelor. So most Bachelors are very like, don't be a dick. I don't want to be a dick. And so just be nice.
Well, he's definitely not a dick.
He's definitely not a dick.
I think his only downfall would be that he's a little bit like, which was he was worried about in this episode, was like wishy-washy, or like the whole Hannah thing. When Hannah came at the beginning, it was like he was over her and then he thinks about it, and then the other girl that he brought back is like, oh, he's over her, and then he thinks about it.
Oh, I don't get that, right? For the life of me, so we pick up on this episode with the rose ceremony. Alea's back.
Yeah.
Everyone's hating on Alea.
Yeah.
And then he decides to send Alea home. And for the life of me, I still don't get what Peter is apologizing for. Or he's just like, I'm so sorry. And all the women are like, the disrespect. I'm like, what is he doing wrong? He's trying to figure out who he's supposed to pick.
He's too nice. That's the girls are walking all over him because they can.
They smell blood, right?
Yeah, they're like, he was dealing with 10 pissed off girlfriends and letting that just run. And he's taken every girl's opinion about another girl really, really, really into consideration. And I think he's just really let that kind of overshadow like his thoughts and feelings. That's why he's like, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry.
Totally. I mean, I think that's what it is. And like, you have Victoria Paul, who I love the quick beat. They're just like, well, I don't know if I can trust him. Well, guess we'll have to see. Meanwhile, you're like, you just yelled at him for not trusting you. It's just like,
my favorite part of her conversation with him was she was like, I just really don't want to talk right now. I just really don't want to talk. Okay, fine, let's go talk. And then she's standing there and she's like, I'm not going to sit down. I'm not going to sit down.
And then she sits down.
And then she sits down. She was also caught in a lie though with Alea.
Yes, I know.
I thought she was guilty.
She was guilty.
100%.
She was totally
caught in a lie.
Guilty. But now she wants everyone to know that she doesn't know if she can trust Peter, but she's willing to give him a shot. For the life of me, I'm just confused why Peter is apologizing. So anyways, Alea's going home. Peter apologizes to the women for what I am not entirely sure. But this is always my favorite part, is when you have on the show all the women attacking one girl. And then she leaves, and everyone for a moment is really happy. Oh,
and then there's
the
a
drama's
new
gone,
one.
and all it does is shift, right? The Bachelor house is like a Stephen King novel, where like, you know, there's like this evil spirit, and that evil spirit is basically like jealousy and insecurity. And when the house like attacks one organism and kills it, it just moves on to another host, and that's what's about to go on.
100%.
And and then what? It turns into like Kelsey or something.
Right.
So it's just funny watching it, just like this infestation of like.
I'll give it to Alea though, that she left like really nicely. You know, she was like, look, I didn't really know that I was going to be this much of a like I didn't know every girl would be like hating you so much.
I felt bad for her.
I thought she left really like, I was like, okay, fine, classy.
Yeah.
I mean, you caused a lot of drama and had your own problems, but the way that she left was great. I thought.
Yeah, I mean, I could tell that maybe she might be a type of person who would annoy me.
Yeah, 100%.
But at the same time, like, I just don't know what she did to deserve that type of vitriol.
Okay, well,
people.
I don't know if you noticed this, but the entire episode when the girls were talking in their little close-ups, the bruises
From football?
from football
Yeah. No, they went hard.
all over their arms, and I was like, that's why I would be pissed.
Well, that is why they were pissed, because they were just like, we were literally tackling
We
each
were
other.
fighting each other. I have bruises still, and this girl comes in, just
A rose?
walks in, and she just gets a rose. I mean, that would bother me. I don't know if it would be to the extent of the bothering that it did to every single girl in the house. But those bruises were gnarly. Like, look out for those bruises if you haven't watched it yet.
So the Mean Girl Club is now going to Costa Rica.
Yes.
I just call it the Mean Girl Club. It's just a bunch of mean girls.
This is crazy. I know. This is the most drama I've seen in a house in a minute.
So now they're in Costa Rica, and what happens next? We have the photo shoot.
Well, there was a one-on-one date.
The one-on-one with Miss Sydney. And in case we forget Sydney's name, Sydney's there to remind us her name because she constantly refers to herself as Sydney.
I think she looks like a Bratz doll. She's like and she kind of acts like a Bratz doll. She's very like sassy, and I didn't know she had a posse until someone called her out on it. But like that totally makes sense.
She definitely, if there's a Mean Girl Club, she seems to be the leader of the club.
I totally see that.
She's a total babe. She has some sass. She's got a little bit of vocal fry going on.
But I don't think she's been like mean or like tried to start anything really yet.
Yeah, I mean, she's a very outspoken person.
Yeah.
She's got a big personality. And she's just part of the drama. And she doesn't mind speaking out. And she can't help herself but like speak out. And she can be a little mean sometimes. I don't think she means to like bully or be mean, but
it's just the way that
and
she
that
is.
atmosphere. It's just the way that she is. She can't help it.
Yeah.
So yeah, we get to hear her story. Like, apparently she was bullied as a young child, which seems ironic, seeing that she's always yelling at Alea.
She definitely came up and, became
Best kisser in the house.
And became the best kisser.
I love how Peter he has this weird innocence about him where he just kind of says whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, you're the best kisser. Don't tell anyone. Meanwhile, there's like 5 cameras around him. I
love that he said that.
I honestly think that he said that with sincere. Like if I said that, you would know that I'm in like, don't tell anyone, fully aware that there's cameras around and just like trying to make a joke. But I don't think Peter was trying to make a joke. I think he's just so earnestly falling in love that he's just, don't tell anyone.
He is very like genuine. He's like the perfect boy. I was gonna say boy. He's a man, but the perfect like person. So I think that I totally think it was genuine, and I was like clapping, like yay! I'm so glad that you said that.
Yeah, it was like an honest. You always love in these moments where you get what is honesty.
Yeah,
because like not that everyone's lying, but also everyone's safe. And even Peter, when he's trying to be nice, it's like, okay, come on, Pete, what do you really think? Like, that's what you were saying. And so when he's just like, hey, actually, you're the best kisser, you're like, oh shit, I don't know if you're supposed to say that.
Right.
So yeah, anything else happen on Sydney's date that we need to?
I mean, no, not really. I thought it was good. I will say my favorite person, just before I forget, is Madison. I still really, really like her from their one-on-one.
Genuine and real?
I thought she was genuine and real, and I thought he was genuine and real.
I'm a little teasing. You didn't hear about the Instagram?
Oh no, I didn't know.
She allegedly, she commented on her own Instagram saying, "You're so genuine and real."
Why? Like with a fake account?
Well, it was her actual account. It was quickly then deleted. The assumption is that she runs her own fake fan account
Oh.
and got caught with like complimenting herself.
That's weird.
It's an honest. Listen, it's an honest mistake.
It's not very honest to create a fake fan account, but I guess
it's just what's funny is her comment was, "You're so genuine, real," and like I tease, but I empathize with the women who go on and they get nervous and they just want people to like them, but it's literally the opposite of genuine.
So funny
and real.
Okay, I did not know that, but you
could still like her.
She's
very nice and normal.
Like out of the girls, I think that she has kind of strayed away from the drama.
Yes.
And I still love their one-on-one and their connection.
So you like her for that though, but I thought you liked the drama.
Well, first of all, don't get me wrong. I love watching the drama. But like as who I think that he would be best with, at the end of the day is the one who's not the biggest drama maker.
Sweet Peter and you got sweet Madison.
Yeah. I think that they might make a good match. But we'll see.
That's a strong choice. I can see that happening. All right, so Madison is your front runner so far.
That's who I like personally, but also I don't really know like Peter. Like I feel like I still have yet to get to know him.
I'm not holding you to it. I'm not gonna at the finale be Ann, what the fuck?
I feel so much pressure now. Who is it? Like I'm betting on it.
No one really knows.
I like Victoria P. kind of, although
Victoria P.
I like the
liar.
The liar. I just think she's like nice, and if she remains kind of in this liar stage, I may not like her anymore, but I like her personality. I like Victoria F too, because I thought she was.
I like Victoria F. Seems like she simply just can't help herself but emote her emotion.
But emote, really? I feel like she's like hidden, or like she like hides.
She's trying not to all the time. Like she really wants to just go off, but she's just trying not to. She's doing her very best to keep it an even.
I see that.
All right.
I guess I have more favorites than I thought. So let's keep this show going.
Who else?
Or going. Who else? I don't know. Now all I'm thinking about is Kelsey and the champagne falling in her face, and now I'm really just that's all I'm thinking about right now.
All right. So we got the Costa Rica photo shoot for Cosmopolitan.
Yeah.
Which they continue to just turn this into basically an influencing boot camp.
That's what I said. That's so funny. I'm so glad you said that, because that's what I said. I said this is the most obvious season of that.
Yeah, they've really gone meta. It's like they're really leaning in, and I applaud them for it. Like, let's not pretend that they don't already have
want to do that.
They have their filters already picked out.
Yeah,
their page layouts, their themes. They're ready to go.
Although Victoria F. though, remember the first date when they did the catwalk? And she was like, I can't do this. I like don't want to be in front of people. And then she like totally showed everyone. And now she was the winner of the thing.
But
so
I will say to her credit, I teased her early on because I was just like, I don't believe this nervous girl. She's super hot. Like, what do you mean? Like, come on, really? But she definitely seems like she has a hard time showing it.
Yeah.
Even when she won, she got like this kind of awkwardly nervous. Did you notice this entire episode of instead of black boxing?
Oh my gosh,
they're now painting in
it looks
swimsuits.
So
and
weird.
It looks even worse. It's like they all took a dump.
It looks so weird.
These girls must be so pissed. They picked out these like
super cute
bikini bottoms, flattering. They all work out, and meanwhile, like, ABC's just like painting swimsuits on them.
The same color, like the leopard one. I was like, you really did that. They really went and like did a leopard like cutout.
A whole thing, and it just looks like they
weird.
got saggy butt on all of them.
It does.
It's really
well. At the first time it happened, I was like, "That's a terrible swimsuit."
Right?
It was the black one, and it was Sydney's.
Yeah, because if it's a black box, you're like, "Ooh, you can't show what she's wearing." Ooh, that's like, she must be looking good. Too much for ABC Family. And now it's just like, "Ooh, Sydney, what are you doing?"
Yeah, it's like ABC, like, don't make my butt look like that. Thank you, but like, it doesn't look like that. I'd rather have the box, leave more to the imagination than have them color it in a way that's not flattering at all.
Really screwing the girls over with the swimsuit.
It was one time where like Peter's hand kind of got cut off too. That's when I really noticed it. I was like, oh, it's painted because like his hand was like cut off.
Like CGI'd off. Kelsey's about to lose her. Wait, so are we bouncing around? So like she starts losing her mind. So first, it was before the date. Kelsey's back. First Kelsey is Champagne Gate. Last week, Kelsey was like the winner of the episode. She was surprisingly the only seemingly cool, sane person. Everyone else kind of losing their mind. Kelsey's just like, no, Peter, it's totally cool that you brought her back. Like, I'm fine. Let's just hang out. Now she's back to like Sharon Stone Casino.
She's
totally
crazy.
I think Kelsey's still a cool chick.
I think she's genuinely nice, and I think that she underestimated how attacked that she might be just by being in the house. Like, I just think she's a very like fragile person.
And when she gets nervous, she drinks, which is fine. And we have the 2-drink minimum, so she can't be like.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's cool. She sounded like she was slurring her words though.
She probably 2 drinks for 4 drinks in an hour on an empty stomach for someone who's probably like $1.10. Yeah, you can still get sauced.
I feel okay.
Yeah, I mean, how many drinks does it take you to start?
You'd be surprised.
Anyway, so she's nervous. Yeah, that's the thing. She's nervous. She clearly had a little bit to drink. She's emoting. And then Tammy's just watching, waiting.
Oh my gosh.
I love how Tammy, it's just like, is Kelsey a little emotional and maybe a little crazy? Yes. But like Kelsey's here just like, Kelsey's just like, Tammy, I'm sad and I'm jealous. Mm-hmm. Tammy's just like, well, I need to tell Peter. Peter.
I know.
These bitches are sad. You need to send them home. They are emotional.
Unstable. It's like everyone in the house is emotionally unstable.
And it goes from that to like, she had a nervous breakdown. Could you imagine going on a date with a guy and him again, back to Peter just being ruthlessly honest. It's not like Peter is just like, hey, listen, so I heard maybe you had a tough day, or maybe
says you're emotionally unstable.
So I heard you had a I heard you lost your mind. he just said
I heard you had a mental breakdown.
Could you imagine going on a date with a guy?
No.
And he just flat out says, oh, so Beth, she just told me that you had a mental breakdown. Do you have anything to say for yourself?
If she really had a mental breakdown, just by him saying that to her would make her have an even bigger.
I would have had a mental breakdown if someone told me they had a mental breakdown. So if there's any proof that Kelsey doesn't have a mental problem, is that while she is emotional, in that moment she actually handled herself pretty well.
I think so too.
For a girl who's clearly falling for a guy, the guy says, someone told me you had a mental breakdown.
Yeah.
She's just like, well, I got emotional.
I think the girls are looking for any way to like go and tell Peter about them, because Peter will take whatever the girl says and take it to heart and really, really, really think about it.
It's that evil spirit that's looming in the house. It's
who can I crack next? This one.
And Peter. And I will, like, I've seen like similarities between like me and Peter bad. Peter really is coming into his own character, where he is like this earnest person who, like, his biggest fault is that he really wants this to work. Yeah. And as someone who's been in that shit, like, you want it to work. You do. It's like you get so nervous. Like every Bachelor, Bachelorette truly is like just really fucking nervous, sweating it, the pressure. It's just like, the only one who has the pressure of getting engaged in 9 weeks is Peter. None of these other girls. So they're just like, they're kind of like, just don't pick me. Take me far and don't pick me. But Peter's just like, I got to do this. So like, I really want this to work. And his biggest fault, obviously, and if there's a fault, is how earnest he is, because it's just like, he's just not fucking around. It's just like, I heard this and I heard that, and tell me this.
Right. Because most other seasons, like sometimes the audience is like, why don't you just take their word for it? You know, they've been telling you about this girl who's like so crazy, and she really is. Like, why don't they listen? And they'll be like, I just don't see it. You know, to me, they're great. And then they end up being like top 2 or something. And this is the only time where like, no matter what anybody says, he's like, that totally could be true because I've been there, and it is, you know.
I heard you were sad one day.
Yeah.
I heard you were mad. He
Yeah.
just puts them all on the spot. It's so great. Dipsy, wow. I'm super into this. New friend of
really
show.
into this.
Here's the thing. I'm gonna be honest.
Yes.
I like a little dirty talk.
Oh, you do?
I do.
I am not comfortable with it.
That does not surprise me. I'm into it. But that being said, it can go sideways.
Oh, for sure.
Real quick.
For sure.
Right? And if it feels unnatural and it feels forced, it has the opposite effect.
Yes.
Also, just if you have been drinking a little bit, not the best time for the dirty talk. I've had that happen where I was just like, stop.
Oh,
saying
the girl was
just
saying.
Anyways, what is Dipsy?
It's created by women, for women, sexy stories making you feel like you're right there in the action. And they also have courses to teach you how to dirty talk. It's just getting us in touch.
Right? And here's the thing about dirty talk is like it's got to be organic and nice, and it's got to feel natural. And it seems like the fine women at Dipsy are helping you feel more comfortable with expressing yourself, because honestly, like all dirty talk is vocalizing your feelings in the moment, and being honest, not necessarily saying some crazy shit you don't mean,
right?
And sometimes that can feel awkward, right? And the Dipsy women are helping people. I mean, I know it's more for women, but fucking guys could probably take a note or two as well.
And they have new stories every single week, so you can keep getting. I think this is the best, guys. Go check out Dipsy. For our listeners right now, Dipsy is offering a 30-day free trial when you go to dipsystories.com/VIALL. That's 30 days free trial when you go to DIPSEA stories.com/VIALL. dipsystories.com/VIALL. Is there anything else on the so Kelsey and the group date?
It makes for more drama for sure.
Tammy calls out Kelsey.
What happened at the end of the like photo shoot date?
They had the group date. That's where Kelsey and Tammy have their first.
Oh, right.
That's where Tammy's just like, hey, you were panicking.
Which she came out of nowhere, by the way.
Tammy?
Yeah. I didn't her drama started within this past
she went
week.
from what a cool hang. She's like the sporty wrestler.
Yeah.
What a cool, awesome. She's just like the relatable chick to don't tell Tammy anything.
Right.
Don't do anything around Tammy, because whatever you do, she is definitely telling Peter
100%.
about it.
Do you know who surprised me is Hannah Ann? Because I thought that she was going to be kind of the target or like one of the girls that had a lot of drama. And she turned out to be like so sweet and so adorable and nice.
I wasn't sure who I thought. I think Hannah Ann's going to win.
Really?
Yeah.
I do like her.
Because of that, I know we were teased in the previews after this episode that Hannah Ann finally gets a one-on-one.
Oh.
And it's pretty common for your front runner or to have to wait for a one-on-one. Not always, but sometimes it's just like if the lead really likes someone, they make them wait because once you have that one-on-one, you really do
get to know them way more.
Accelerate the relationship past every time you have a one-on-one. That's why you see Kelsey freaking out now, because now she's had a whole day with Peter. Now she does feel like she's made this real connection. Right. And if you are the Bachelor and you like one of these people, you too feel like, oh God, now I thought I was going to pick her. Yeah. Now I really like her. So sometimes they might hold that off. Okay. And you're right. Like Hannah Ann has she's really settled in her lane. Like you said, she's saying all the right, even now she's super chill about on the group date. Peter, I haven't had a lot of time with you, but I'm just grateful. She's saying all the right things.
She's saying all the right things.
Real chill. And
she hasn't been trying to get in the drama, which I didn't think at the beginning either.
No one's pushing her buttons.
Yeah.
That's we got her involved in the Champagne Gate, and they were like, all right, just let her disappear for a while.
Yes.
We'll bring her back towards the end. So for that, I feel like Hannah Ann might be.
I think that you might. That's a really good thought.
She might be the winner. I don't know.
might.
And I don't like. No one knows. It's kind of. I'm enjoying not being spoiled. I'm making authentic guesses here.
Nice.
So I totally.
like Hannah Ann.
It's a great. You definitely pointed out. That's great that she. Yeah, and I think that makes her more interesting too, because sometimes with the winners, it's like, no offense to Madison, but the only time for me that I thought Madison was interesting is when she got pissed for tying in the football game for like 2 seconds. They showed her being really irritated. I don't know if you remember.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Because, other than that, we used to see Madison just being sweet and nice.
Yeah.
And I'm sure she's sweet and nice, but there's a person there who probably gets mad and frustrated. And like, it's nice to see Victoria F or even Kelsey like show real emotion because like everyone does that.
Yeah.
Like everyone has buttons to be pushed.
And you get to know them more. Yeah.
So like we've seen like the kind of catty side of Hannah Ann, and we've seen that she has that personality, but now she's decided to move away. So she's a front runner for sure.
Okay, cool. Fan of Hannah Ann.
What do you think of Kelley? So Kelley has a 1-on-1.
Oh.
You're not feeling Kelley.
I'm not feeling Kelley.
Why? So you're like
because Kelly's not feeling Peter.
Kelley's not grateful to be there.
Kelly doesn't even want to. Yeah, it doesn't seem like she wants to be there at all. And she even said on her one-on-one, like, I get the whole process, and that, I mean, I don't get it because I've never done it, but I understand where she's coming from, like all of her concerns and everything. But at the end of the day, she doesn't even look at him or like seem like she really likes him. Like she could go home tomorrow and like probably not be that upset, it seems like.
I agree. But this is where like I felt like I really like Peter, or I almost was getting frustrated with Peter, where it was like Peter loves a crier.
Oh. So that's why he likes Kelsey.
And I don't think it's because I think Peter really is afraid of this not working out.
Yeah.
And it is really hard to tell. And I do feel for Peter more than any other season because, as we talked about, for all the "are you here for the right reasons" bullshit through the year, like now there's a real fear of "are you here for Instagram?"
Right.
Like
100%.
Like, are you here? Like, are you really here for me? That's a real, and I think you see that with Peter, right? So, and I think sometimes Peter, the one way for Peter to tell that they are here for him is through tears, apparently. So every time a girl cries, Peter's just like, "Oh, you do love me." Okay, we can move forward. Meanwhile, Kelley is just like, "Yeah, it's cool. It's cool, man."
No emotion. She like did not
She's
care.
low energy. I want to defend Kelley because I too can be low energy. And just because you're a low energy person doesn't necessarily mean that you don't feel anything.
Yeah, but you, even being a low energy person, you can tell that when you were into people and like when you weren't, it just didn't seem, and even her whole thing, she was like, I just feel like I'm more mature and like this and that. And the way that she was saying it just sounded almost like a diss to Peter. And then he gave her the rose, which I thought he was going to take it away.
I thought she was going home. They were
totally
kind of setting it up that she was gonna go home before the date.
100%.
So I don't know if that's like they're saving it, or that's why eventually. Like, I don't think Kelley wins now for that reason. I think eventually, whenever she does go home, it will be for this whole like, I'm not gonna cry for you, Peter.
Yeah.
And Peter's gonna be like, well, I need you to cry for me, because how else will I know?
Like even from the very beginning of the episode, like she had when she was like, oh, we just got here and we've all been traveling, all the girls are really excited, but I'm just really tired because, I've been to like 32 places or whatever, and I'm just like, that's okay.
I know, but like, I get where she's coming from. Imagine she's what, 27, 28?
I don't know.
And in that house, that's like a senior citizen.
I mean, yes.
And then this house in particular is a bit more dramatic.
It's really
and
dramatic,
a bit more catty. And here's Kelley, not that she's above it or not that she's better than them. And I think even she was just trying to say, when she brought up like Hannah Ann, and she made a point, like she is probably in a very different part of her life than Hannah Ann. That's not, it sounds like a dig, but I don't think she means it as a dig. It's just,
yeah, no, I don't think she's trying to dig. I don't think it's rude.
I think she's just like, I don't relate to any of these women. and she's having to hang out with him 24/7, and she sees these petty fights.
Right.
Kelly's like all the things we just talked about. You don't see Kelly having an opinion about it. She's just like, this is stupid.
Yeah. She's just like, why are we talking about it? And she even said to him, like, why are you getting involved in all of the drama and everything?
Yeah.
I just feel like, I don't think it's her fault. I don't think she's mean. I don't think that, you're right. It's not a dig. I think that at the end of the day, though, that she just overall doesn't really want as bad to be there, even for Peter, regardless of the drama, as much as the other girls.
Yes. And I was just, when I'm watching it, Peter, that's where I like what I would have, not that it's better or worse, I just would have reacted differently. I would have probably appreciated Kelly being like that, and that probably would have made me chase her. Because I'm the opposite. That's probably why I have the problems I have, is like, if you don't love me, then I will chase you. So withhold your love for me, and I'll be like,
super standoffish.
Yeah. But yeah, Peter, he almost looks like he's like yelling at Kelly. He's like getting mad.
Yeah, he seemed very upset.
He's just like, I need you to cry for me.
That should be the catchphrase. I need you to cry for me.
I need you to cry. And then when they do, this is what I need from you.
I need you to cry, or you don't love me, or you're not here for the right reasons.
All right, so Kelly gets the rose. She survives. We all thought she's going home, but I think this is, we agree, this is.
I think she'll go home.
We're forecasting Kelly's demise sooner than later. I don't think she makes hometowns.
No way. Absolutely not.
Yeah. And I might even be Kelly. It might be like, I'm not bringing this home.
I think Kelly might leave. Like, if
I could see Kelly leaving.
Within like 2 episodes, if she's kind of still there and still, having issues, I think she's going to be like, this isn't for me. I just don't like you.
What I really want is a standoff between Kelly and Peter saying, I need you to cry right now. And Kelly's like, I'm not going to do it if you need me to cry. No, if you have to cry, you're going to go home. Kelly's like, fine, I'm going to go home.
I can see her saying that she wants to go home, and Peter being like, but please don't, like that. I can see the other way around.
Yeah. All right. So then now we've had all the dates. Kelsey's freaking out because she's been put on the spot.
Yeah.
She thinks all the women are telling Peter that she's crazy.
Yeah.
So
that she's a drunk, that she has mental health or mental problems,
and she's a pill
popper. Just all things.
Geez, wow, that's again, gotta say, Kelsey might emote, but when that information is coming at you, she's handling it pretty well.
Yeah, 100%. Because those are big things to put on someone and be on TV and not really have any evidence of like. You can't be like, no, I don't. You know, I don't.
That's all that world
yourself,
is
like,
he said versus she said, or she said
Yeah.
versus she said. So she walks down to get some time with Peter. She's crying. So
smart
on her part. Peter's very excited that she's crying.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly, they have a connection through tears.
I love their mini date. Which, by the way, how hard is it to do that? Like, how hard is it for her to say, hey, can I go and talk to Peter? Because why don't they all just make their own time and do that?
Because you can't.
Okay, so that is a special let for her to do that.
So yeah, I mean, and it's one of those things too. It's I had watched a little bit before I went, but I don't know how long you've been watching. When I was in Andy's season, I snuck out and I got a bunch of heat for it. But I was just like, I want to see her again. And I just said, hey, is there a way we could? I mean, can you guys set this up?
Yeah.
And they're like, sure, we're going to totally use this against you. But in the moment, I'm thinking, great, I get to spend more time with her. And so you're only.
So they tell you that we might use this against you.
Oh, no, of course not. No, of course. They're like, oh, no, let's set it up.
Oh, my God. Okay, so yeah, she goes down there.
So she goes down. And my guess is she probably said, I just want to talk to Peter. And then they probably said, well, do you still want to talk to Peter? And let's go.
She has full reason to, too, because she has all these bad things on her name right now.
So she goes and she tells Peter, and she just is, again, I think she is very relatable that way, because it's very relatable, is even rewinding back to the group date, to saying, I'm having a hard time with this because this is fucking weird.
Yeah.
And I'm having anxiety and I'm being standoffish, and I just need you to know it's not because I don't like you. It's because I had felt that way before in that world. It's a weird feeling.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm not going to compete.
Yeah. I think she handled herself well, and everything she said was
Yeah, so she talks to Peter.
Yeah.
Peter's, she's crying. So, Peter's very excited about this. And then the dick move of all dick moves by Peter, and I know he didn't mean it to be a dick. He's just like, hold on.
I'm going to get a rose.
I'm going to give you a rose, which is like, I loved Kelsey's reaction, which is like,
oh no.
Oh no. She
I have to go into the house like this.
Why are you doing this to me, Peter? She's like, just kidding. I don't know. I'll wait to find out. And Peter's like, I don't care what the girls think. Kelsey is like, I do. Did you not listen to anything I said? They just
I know that was really funny. Like Peter has no idea that like the attack that she gets when she gets home. I can't wait for him to watch this back.
Yeah. It happened a couple weeks ago where there was that early drama and Peter was just like, yeah, I'm just going to say it. You told me that she said this right in front of all the girls. Another great, like Peter just being, I'm just going to say what's on my mind and let you guys figure it out. I'm not here to avoid the drama. I'm just here to suss it out, man.
Yes.
That makes a good bachelor in the sense that
is very
he's
true.
allowing the drama to flourish. He's not there to stunt it,
Yeah.
And if I happen to give you a rose, Kelsey, because I want to show you that I'm falling for you, I can't help how these women might react to you, and also it's not my problem.
Yeah, exactly. I did love her reaction. She was just like, oh God, oh no, what do I do? And then when she went back, it was just so awkward.
It was the most unwanted rose in the history of The Bachelor, which was so great. What I loved about that is because all those roses that you get before a rose ceremony, they don't mean anything.
Because at the end of the day, you're still going to give the rose to that person.
I mean, I've said that like Vanessa, who I ended up with, never got a group date rose.
She didn't need one.
I didn't need one. I'll just get you a rose to get you to next week. That's the only rose you need.
Yeah.
So all the roses that put the target on your rose, the target roses,
Doesn't matter.
They all get excited about it. They all fight over it. They all get pissed. It's a rose you don't want. Anyway, so then Kelsey has a rose she doesn't want.
So interesting. I love that. Okay, good to know.
So yeah, I know you are in a loving and happy relationship, but if you ever find yourself on The Bachelor, which I very much doubt, just don't ask for roses you don't want.
Oh, no. I could never be on the show, but I love watching it. I love watching it unfold.
Who do you relate to most? Would you be more of a Kelsey or would you be more of a Madison?
A Kelsey. Oh my gosh, 100%. In that environment, like I would cry about something and then be called something and then be in the middle of drama within a second and then be like, how did this all happen? I don't even know what happened. Like I would be like, yeah. Totally in drama.
So Kelsey goes back. She has a rose. And again, I thought Kelsey handled herself pretty well.
It was just, I mean, it's a very awkward thing. There's not really a right way to handle it.
There isn't. And I really felt for her, like showing up with a rose she doesn't want.
Went and hid it in my suitcase.
You can't do that.
And then said, pop it out in the rose ceremony.
They're going to find out. And she's just like, I'm just going to fucking do it. I'm just going to fucking do it.
Yeah.
And it actually worked out to her benefit because the pill popping thing came out, which got all the attention on Tammy.
Right. And then everyone went to her.
All these girls were like, it's like mean girl, mean girl, mean girl. Whoa, Tammy, we're not talking about popping pills here. That's a little too far.
I know. And everyone I thought was on Tammy's side before this.
Quite a shit.
And then literally within a second, it was like, it went from Kelsey to Tammy within a blink of an eye.
Yeah, that Bachelor spirit smelled
it's just
different
like,
blood.
And
just
she
shift.
got a rose and...
Yeah, like, Kelsey's safe this week, so fuck it. She can't go home. Who can we axe?
Can we kick out?
Tammy. Bam, target on Tammy.
It was like, yeah. And then Tammy's just like, hold on. And then she gets so defensive and angry and like crazy. And then we're like, this is why she said that this girl had mental problems because she actually is the one that has the mental issues.
Well, I don't want to say anyone has mental issues.
I'm just kidding. No, I really don't think that. But
in fairness to Kelsey,
judge everyone.
I think maybe Tammy watches it back and says, I might be just as emotional as Kelsey. Exactly. I might just handle it differently. I mean, it's not fair, quite honestly, for Tammy in any way. I mean, Tammy in one episode called Kelsey an alcoholic, a pill popper, had emotional breakdown on national television. Those are all very big things and very crazy accusations to make about anyone.
Exactly.
And not fair for Tammy to do. So
yeah, and I think it's like if she says that, then when she gets up and starts doing what she does, it's like you really can't judge anybody, because at the end of the day, if someone pushes the right button for any of those girls, they're going to react in a way that you can totally say, oh, they have this or they have that. And it's like, no, they just got hurt or they're emotional because you're attacking them.
It's
you know,
literally fight or flight.
Yeah.
You know, in that world, because you feel the eyes turn. And it's like a weird feeling to all of a sudden you're like sitting there, you're among friends. And I've had this feeling before. You're just like, oh shit.
Everyone hates me.
Everyone, what just happened?
Yeah.
Like what did I do? And then you're just like, there's this panic. You feel it. It's a real thing. And it sucks to be on. And when you're on the other side, they smell blood and they're just happy it's not them.
Right.
You know,
100%.
And so they attack. So where did we leave off? I forget where did the episode end?
Okay, so Tammy, everyone kind of freaks out, and then Chris Harrison comes in and says there's not going to be a cocktail party. And
Thank you for reminding me. So much has happened.
And then what really made me laugh was that this sweet McKenna, who we haven't really talked about, but the sweet Canadian who's been so diplomatic the whole time, like even with drama, she's like, I see her side and I see her side, is like not happy. Like she is done.
McKenna's been diplomatic. Thank you for bringing her up. But she has been waiting to snap. And not waiting because she wants to, but at any moment, she just simply can't.
It's a ticking time bomb.
She's a time bomb. And I don't mean to tease, but it's my understanding that McKenna's job is as an influencer. It's
a blogger, yeah.
She's a blogger. She's 22, so she's even on the younger end of a young group. And she's like, I just can't take it anymore. I haven't slept. And all I can think of is, this must be really hard. Finally doing something.
Yes, I know. I think she was just so happy to be there for so long. And she was just like enjoying the whole process. And then this was the first time that she was like, no bullshit. I'm pissed. Like, I've never seen her pissed like that.
It was great.
So far.
Yeah.
It was
a meltdown. It was the meltdown I have been waiting for. I saw the meltdown coming. You finally got the McKenna meltdown. So I love those. I love how they'll can't every season this happens, and as if these girls have never watched, and as if I can't believe it. And it's always like, whose fault is this? Who are we blaming?
It's the girl who just got the rose.
It must be Kelsey's fault because Kelsey going is somehow exhausted Peter. Peter. Here's the thing. As the Bachelor, Bachelorette, you don't want to do any cocktail party. Yeah.
Because you already know.
At least that week for sure.
Yeah.
Like you haven't gone into a cocktail party and be like, oh, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
You know, you are there to but the only nice thing about the cocktail party is for the people you do like, it is
you get to see
5 more minutes or whatever, but you are just exhausted. So, and they do have a cocktail party anyways.
Yeah.
It's just without Peter, which is all you really need anyways. It's all those, it's like, we don't even need Peter for this. They're already pissed at each other.
Yeah.
Let's just remove Peter from the equation and get them to fight.
Yeah. Exactly. And that's exactly what they did. Which, by the way, watch tomorrow. There be about 1 million memes of McKenna with when she was licking her lips and she was doing so many things with her mouth, even when he was handing out the roses, which I've never seen her do. So I just thought it was funny. And it also went with like her ticking time bomb. And it was just that it was always on camera. And watch, I'm predicting the memes.
They're definitely
will be out.
They're out right now, I'm sure. But yes, I mean, and that's what's the beauty of these shows. Everyone who goes on, they always tell themselves, "Just stay out of the drama. Don't be involved."
Yeah.
And you can't help it. You get to a certain point where McKenna's just like, I can't do this anymore. I've spent all my energy being on my best behavior. And I'm about to snap.
And it's happening, yes.
And she's not even thinking in that moment when she's doing all these facial expressions that she's losing her mind. In her mind,
of course not.
She's just like, I'm just done.
She's like, what do I do? I know.
And she's in a room and she doesn't even realize there's 5 cameras just fixated on
They're
her.
like zooming in on her. She like has no idea.
It's so great. And so, all right, so who gets the axe?
So the rose ceremony. Wait, by the way, I want to ask what a personal clothier is, because that is what Kelsey is. And we were talking about how McKenna's a blogger, and her thing is professional clothier.
What is that?
That's what I was going to ask you. I have no idea what that means.
I mean, I think they're just kind of
a stylist
fucking around now, and making shit up when 100%. It comes to
but it has to be it has to be something.
It's a stylist, right?
It could be a stylist, or it could be like she works in retail, like at Topshop. It could be.
Yeah, she works at Express.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
and she helps you pick out an outfit
at Express, maybe.
I don't know.
We'll
personal
see.
clothier.
I'll have to look it up. I thought you might know, but never mind.
Maybe we'll get a chance to ask Kelsey if she comes on.
Please do.
Walk me through what a personal clothier
is
from Iowa.
From Iowa. That's why. Yeah. Could be Express.
Stylist.
Okay. Anyways.
So, and then Deandra goes home.
Yeah.
She's shocked.
Yeah. I'm not shocked.
I mean,
I thought she was really nice, and I thought everyone. I thought he just had way more interesting relationships with other girls. It was very clear from like an outsider perspective of like she didn't have a stronger relationship than the other girls.
True. Tammy. And she wasn't willing to. She stayed up. That's like, if you're not going to have a relationship with Peter, you better be willing to start some shit.
Yeah.
Because
what else is going to keep you here?
What else? What would you say you do here, Deandra? Yeah. I mean, because while your looks are great, they only get you so far in The Bachelor.
Yeah.
So she goes home.
Wait, we forgot about.
Who did we forget?
No, the main part that cracked me up about this rose ceremony was that there was no rose ceremony, or there was no cocktail party.
Yeah.
But then when Peter was about to hand out a rose, the girls made their own cocktail party.
Yeah. So wait.
Can I tell you for a second? Can I tell you for a second? I was like, he said he didn't want one, guys.
And there's no rules in The Bachelor.
I've never seen that happen though before. Like two girls. Like it was like
it's happened before, but not. I mean,
it seemed very like they made their own
two's a lot,
party.
right? I've actually this is a long time ago. This happened on Andy's season. A guy named Cody did it, and then on Caitlin's season, Sean did it. After, and she's like, oh god. And it's
one
it
person. It
does
normally
suck because like you're in the middle, like the rose ceremonies suck. Like there's no music, that you all hear when you're watching it. It's really tense. You are very nervous, and then it starts, and then all of a sudden it's like, excuse me, and like I don't know what the analogy is, but imagine getting hyped up for something. Yeah. Just anything you're just super hyped up for, and then all this
like,
then you have to like wait again.
Right.
And then we're watching it, and it might be 5-10 minutes on air. That might be a 20-minute conversation. So Tammy's talking to him for at least 10-15 minutes.
Right.
And then McKenna, I don't remember who went first.
Tammy went first.
They were probably standing there for a good 45 minutes to an hour.
Yeah.
Just standing.
Yeah.
And then what they'll do is they'll go and like give those like ITMs and talk about what's going on. But like that was probably it probably ended up being a very long night.
Yeah.
And losing their shit.
And then McKenna was like shocked when she got back, and the girls were like kind of pissed at her because she's never been the one that girls were pissed at. And then when she took that time, the girls were like, no, we are pissed at you.
Yeah.
And she's like, what?
We had to stand here for an hour. We would have rather played football again. Yeah. Crying out loud.
So anyway.
And then Tammy and McKenna both get roses.
Yeah, they both get roses.
And it's not because they convinced Peter to give roses. It's because we're probably going to see a showdown between those two coming up.
Yeah.
Anything else on this episode?
My one last thing is Lexi was kind of in I didn't really notice her a ton, she wasn't in the drama or anything, but her last comments that she made at the end were just so relatable, and I feel like I like her personality, but she went home.
What'd
so
she
it
say?
Doesn't matter. She was just giving little comments oh, this is so ridiculous, it's just little things that I was like, that would be me.
Yeah, I mean, in that moment when you go home, there's you kind of decompress. You immediately start thinking about how this might look.
Yeah.
You've become more you're finally a little bit out of the bubble. So you're just emoting out loud.
And you're like, oh no.
Oh no. This was a terrible idea. I'm going to look stupid, or I feel dumb. And what you don't realize in that moment is the best thing that's ever going to happen to you in that world is being dumped.
Yeah.
That's everyone's best moment.
Yeah.
The winner doesn't have the luxury of being broken up with. No one feels bad for you.
I mean, yeah, until, sometimes later in a house
but not on TV,
Yeah.
But even Alea, right? We kind of was like, oh, poor.
Yeah, poor Leia.
You poor Alea. She got beat up, the house attacked her. Like, we don't want you here, but I feel bad.
Yeah. You're right.
Everyone who goes home, you feel a little bit bad for.
Yeah. Sometimes. There has been a lot of instances in Bachelor history where you're like, get out of here.
Like Luke P.
Like Luke. Yes, exactly. Where you're like, bye.
But you're glad he was there. You
100%.
You want a great villain.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
You can't get rid of them at the beginning.
No. I mean, that season was great because of Luke P.
Yeah. But this season, honestly, you can get rid of them all. And there would still, the two girls fighting to the death would still have just as much drama. I would bet money on every girl in that house to create drama.
So like some people are saying, I personally like, I think it's a great season. It is very petty and like seems really stupid at times. Like, but it's wild and crazy. But like some people are complaining about the silliness of it all. Do you, as a longtime fan, where do you stand?
I would say like that was kind of goes back to my comment of like the drama in the house has been more at play, I guess, not even more interesting, but like just more at the front than the relationships in my mind. It feels like I'm watching like not Desperate Housewives, The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills more than I am watching The Bachelor, which I like both shows. So I'm down to watch drama.
I haven't. I've seen clips of Real Housewives through girls I've hung out with, but it does seem more like that.
Yeah,
it's just a lot of yelling, and we're not even sure what we're yelling about.
I can see how people would complain about that. Like I can understand, but what they're not seeing is like what we've been saying. Peter actually being really genuine in it, and that's why it's let the drama flourish. Is because he really, really, really wants to find like the right person.
Yeah, he really wants
so
it. He's feeling pressure about it, and this is his way of doing it, is to just kind of let it all
out.
The girls, and as long as you cry, I will keep you around.
Yes.
I will not question your integrity if you show tears for me. I get it though. I mean, I'm not a big fan. I mean, I cried plenty, but I'm not a huge crying is not my love language.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems to be Peter's.
Seems to be Peter's.
That's fine.
I love that. I mean, I would have never like realized that until you said that. So I'm gonna watch out for those girls.
Like it's so hard to be the Bachelor, and I can
imagine.
So. And with Peter, I can only imagine this season in particular is even that much harder because there is so much going on, and there is so much just getting thrown at him that he is trying to like suss it all out, and be open to learning, and that can be scary for him because they're not telling him, they're not letting him know all the details. So when he hears stuff from these women, he's hearing it for the first time.
He takes it very seriously.
Yeah.
He's he's taking it very, very seriously, which I think you should, but it is funny. I have not seen this much drama in a house, and it does get really silly at times, but I don't think that should take away from the fact that Peter's still really like trying to find the person. It just so happens the girls that they picked this year just are very dramatic.
They are.
And fun to watch.
And where can people find you on Instagram? What can you tell them about what you're what plug something?
Plug something. You can find me on Instagram at Ann Winters, ANNE Winters, and also on Twitter. It's the same thing, although I don't tweet at all. So Instagram is like my
you don't
thing.
Tweet The Bachelor?
I don't tweet, really. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
I'm sorry, Bachelor people. I Insta story, and I Instagram, and that's about it.
And they can find you on Netflix.
Yeah, 13 Reasons Why.
Go back and watch
seasons 2 and 3. And also season 4 is coming out. I don't know when, but we filmed that. It's done filming. I'm filming the Orville right now with Seth MacFarlane.
You're in the Orville?
Yeah.
Oh, that's dope. I got a whole tour of the set in the first season. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, they completely redid it from the first season, but it's like such a cool show. I've never done anything in this world before. It's like on, it's on a spaceship.
Yeah. That's so cool.
So yeah, I'm doing that. I'm a new character in this next season. So I binge watched that, which is, if you guys haven't, it's
really good.
The best show. Like it's so funny and it's also serious, but it's great. It's like the best show that you can watch any episode and kind of understand it.
Well, that's awesome. Congratulations on all your success and much more. So make sure to follow Ann, and thank you for recapping this episode with us. Well, that's it, guys. Thanks for listening. Make sure to tune in tomorrow for Heather McDonald. She joins me. She's always fun to chat with. That's tomorrow's episode, and I think we're gonna cover Wednesday's episode. It's 5 hours of Bachelor. That's like.
They do Bachelor in Paradise though for 2 days in a row every time.
It's exhausting. So I think tune back Thursday morning or Wednesday night. We'll probably do a recap of that. I'm exhausted.
Thanks for having me. I'm exhausted. We're all exhausted, just like McKenna.
Yes, I'm about to cry.
We're a ticking time bomb.
Thank you, and thanks so much, and thanks for listening, guys. We will see you tomorrow.